What's up, Empires and Puzzles fam? Marky Mark here. Hope you're having a good day. We got two new 5-star heroes in our season summon. Springvale has arrived, and along with Springvale, they've graced us with two new heroes. So let's take a look at each one of these heroes, and I'm going to let you know my thoughts. The first one we have here is Viscount Cluckwood. Viscount Cluckwood. What a name, what a name. We got the wizard class, the Springvale family. It's not like the most epic bonus, but if you have two heroes, you get 10% attack. 3 heroes, you get 20% attack. Now, I find the Springvale heroes, you don't tend to bring 2 or 3 of them into a battle with you, typically, so the family bonus is a little bit of a moot point, but is what it is. Anyhow, just looking at Viscount overall, the power, it's in line with a Spring 2025 power level 1541. Looking at the stats, attack 1767. This is with, double limit breaks and everything. I like to look at it with the double limit breaks on because that's really the only place a hero is really that usable. So good attack stat, kind of mid-range defense, and about average health here. Let's look at the special. Now, this guy's running at average speed, and it's a special, man. Like it's like this guy. He's kind of in the spirit of a Norns, of a Guardian Chameleon, of that fish one that came a few years ago. So here's what he does. Rearranges the enemy positions randomly. So you're rearranging your opponent's enemies. That can be good if you want to move people around and take advantage of some of the heroes they put at the back, move the tank. Deals 340% damage to all enemies. That's not bad running at average speed. Also, if you can get him to go off within 6 turns and he's double limit broken, then he starts the battle with a 20% attack. And hey, if you bring a couple other Springvale characters in, you get another 20% attack. So, I guess with all the right synergies, it's not too bad. For 3 turns, here's the unique part of the special. For 3 turns, the element of all allies except the caster is changed each turn. On the first 2 turns, the element is random. Now here's the next part of the special. But on the last turn, allies revert to their original element. So I'm going to say a couple things about this special. The first is this. Oh, my guy disappeared. We'll bring him back. The first is this. I don't really know what the advantage of changing your element color is when you're on an attack team. In this game, I feel when you're using a hero in an attack team, the more consistent they can perform and the more you can control, the better your chances are. So you probably brought elements of a certain color because you're trying to do something with that. Maybe you're playing a mono kind of style or 3-2 or whatever. So having them change doesn't feel like a great thing to me. On defense, I also don't really see it being that advantageous to have your colors flipping around and stuff like that. Maybe. I think he's probably more defense oriented if you were going to use him on a defense team, but I just can't see it. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe Viscount's going to be everywhere, the new meta, but I highly don't think so. I think we've seen characters that do this, and it's not terribly effective. The other thing I don't like about this special is it feels like SG is trying to frame this as a 3-turn special, but as I read the card, I think it's only a 2-turn special. It says for 3 turns, the element of all allies except the caster is changed each turn. Now, if you just stopped right there, you'd go, cool. For 3 turns, all my other heroes on the team are going to change elements. But then it says this, on the first 2 turns, the element is random, but on the last turn, allies revert to their original element. Does that not just mean it's a 2-turn special, and after the 2 turns, they revert to their original element? Am I reading this card wrong? Am I missing something, people? If I am, let me know, because maybe there's a nuance here that I'm just not catching. But to me, this feels like a 2-turn special, and somehow this card was written to make it feel like you're getting a special for 3 turns. Anyhow, that's Viscount Cluckwood. If you pulled him anytime you get a 5-star that's not like a season 1 with no costumes, you've got a decent hero. You've got a modern hero. So if you pulled him, he's quirky, he's unique, but he's modern. If you're still building your 5 stars up, he'll be a good one to have on hand. But in terms of where I'm going to put this guy, my rating system is 4 categories. There's OP, there's good, there's not bad, and there's meh. And I would have to put Viscount Cluckwood somewhere between meh and not bad. Meh and not bad. Here's why I'm putting him here. I think to this day, because he's a modern hero, that he's actually going to be a not bad hero. He's got lots of good stats. He can hit pretty hard. He does some weird stuff. I don't know if I'd use him a lot in attack, but he's a modern hero. But what I think you'll find is within a year to 2 years, his stats will begin to become more dated, and I just don't know if you're going to be playing with him all that much. What I always say with a hero like this is take him up to about 370 and see, if you're using him, see how you like him, and if you really love him, then go crazy. But if not, you haven't wasted all those ascension materials on a hero that you ultimately will not use. So that's Viscount Cluckwood, and we're going to have a look at his counterpart who's new here, Sadie. So what about Sadie? Just right off the bat, the rogue class, one of the better classes in Empires and Puzzles, can dodge attacks, so that's not bad. Part of the same family, the attack goes up. And again, with a guy like this, he has really good stats. His power is in line with 2025 hero as well, but 1801, his attack stat with a double limit break here. His defense he's maybe a little squishy relative to some of the defense stats we're seeing today, and he's about average health. In terms of what he does, let's just take a quick look at his card here. So it's the silencing stick up. He's running at fast speed. That's always a win when you get a hero running at fast speed. He deals 550% damage to the target. So that's a pretty massive snipe. It's not the highest we've ever seen, but when you look at his attack stat, which is high, when you look at the potential of the family bonus where you can get it higher, and if you look at the double limit break perk here, the special boost, this gives an additional 30% on his special, which is, the hit, for 6 turns. So he can really wallop people pretty hard if you have the right synergies going. On top of that, the target gets silenced for 3 turns. So that's not bad. You're going at fast speed. You're silencing potentially, a hero that could do a lot of damage or could really mess you up. The target gets minus 64% defense against special skills for 3 turns. Now, personally, I like defense against everything, tiles and special skills the best, but when it's running at minus 64% against special skills, that's pretty sweet. And with a guy like this, a character like this, you might even get him to pop off twice, and you can really take out a hero that's a problem on the other team pretty quick if you do that. The target gets we read that one. The target can't get their status ailments cleansed or reallocated by special skills for 3 turns. The target can't get their status ailments cleansed or reallocated by special skills for 3 turns. So again, this is a really awesome ability that this guy has. So you hit someone on the other team hard, you silence them, you give them minus 64% defense against special skills, and they can't even remove these status effects. So they're just kind of like a sitting duck waiting to be walloped again. Here's the last thing, and this is classic Springvale. I think even that other guy we were looking at, Viscount, he doesn't have a negative sort of part to his special per se, except that you might say changing his allies' elements is probably not advantageous. If anything, it's neutral. But this guy's more classic Springvale. Negative effect. He reduces max health of the caster by 400. Reduces the max health of the caster by 400. The effect is stronger against targets with boosted health. So this guy, every time he goes off, he reduces his own health by 400. So his health is constantly going down. And so this makes it a bit tricky, you know. And I would say every Springvale hero that has the negative effect, you're always kind of trying to figure out, okay, who can I pair this hero with that kind of neutralizes the negative effect? So, you know, the challenge with this guy is you can't just throw him on a team on his own. You got to be thinking, who am I bringing with him so that he doesn't get, you know, destroyed after 3 or 4 times popping off because he's lost 1,600 of his health. So an overhealer is going to help this guy survive, you know, get him overhealed, and then he's still losing even a little more with the boosted health, but at least he's got his health up there. Another way to solve this negative effect is to bring a minion hero on the team. Someone who generates a pretty strong minion, or maybe they give a mega minion to the heroes beside them. And then what you can do if you take that approach is you can really, when you're building the talents on this guy, focus on the attack and the health talent, and any minion given to him will be just that much beefier in those regards. So there's ways to kind of get around this, but it is what it is. That's what Springvale does. And I will say for both this guy and Count Viscount, one of the other things I think that really is kind of missing on both these guys is there's no passives. You know, there's no passives. And in the game today, we're used to now seeing at least 1 passive on most 5 stars, but some of the newer ones, you're seeing up to 3 passives on them. And so as much as I love all the stuff that this guy does, I do think that there's other 5 stars that we're seeing now that maybe they don't do quite as much in their special, but they don't have the negative effect, and they have passives that are comparable to all the stuff that a guy like this does. So all that to say, Sadie, I don't know. Springvale I've always had a love-hate relationship with. I love that they tend to hit hard and do just a little more than anyone else, but I've hated that there's always this negative element to them. And I find, you know, 2-3 years down the road, everything that made them great and made you be able to kind of hold your nose to the negative effect, in 3 years there's going to be a hero just as good who doesn't have the negative effect, and you kind of stop using them. So that's the challenge with the Springvale heroes. But where would I put this guy in my rating? Is he OP? Is he good? Is he not bad? Is he meh? I would actually put this guy somewhere between good and OP. I think his special is actually superb, except for the fact that he starts killing himself by eating his health. That's not great. And so to me, somewhere between OP and good. I think he's going to be a good attack hero. I don't know that I would put him on defense. I think he could probably get cherry-picked pretty quick. Maybe I'll be wrong on that. But that's where I would put our guy Sadie, somewhere between OP and good. Like I said, if you pulled either of these heroes, congratulations. It's always a good day when you get a 5-star. You know, last year I pulled what's-her-face, Miss Ethel, and I love this hero. I don't see Miss Ethel on a lot of defense teams. I don't know what people are doing attack-wise, but I use Miss Ethel all the time. So it may sound like it's a little negative, Springvale, negative effects, but I do think there's a place for these guys. I think, you know, they are fun heroes to play with. So congratulations if you got it. And now I have 18 Epic Hero tokens. I don't think I want to use all of them in this seasonal summon. I'm going to save some, but I'm thinking I'm going to do 9 or 10 pulls, and we'll see what happens. So you can hang out with me and watch that, or you can take off. But if you do take off, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate it. It's a newer channel at this point in time when this video is being shot. And appreciate you hanging out and listening through the review. Here we go. All right, Brienne. What else we got? Carol. All right. About what I've expected so far. Friar Tuck. Good stuff. All right. I can never pronounce this dude's name. Jahanjur or whatever. Here we go. Priska. About par for the course so far. Hawkmoon. Woo! Let's go. I think I already pulled one of her this month, but that's all right. I'll always take a hero of the month. All right. Friar Tuck. Priska. All right, so we go one more. All right, let's go one more. Split the difference of what I started with. Here it is. All right. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. We'll catch you on the next one.